by the water.
Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Bacon. I got my guy Michael here with me again. We're going to be answering a question for the Utah student, Chad, out there. What's up, Chad? Big ups to you, right? Just wanted to holler at you like that real quick. Now, I'm going to get Michael on here and let him say a few words before we get to the question that you sent us, right? What's up, Michael?
Another day, another day above ground is another great day.
Mm-hmm. How was your work week?
It was pretty good
so far,
week.
Anyway.
So far, being the end of the week, but it was all right.
Yeah, dig that. Another thing, too, I wanted to say, I noticed that, in the letter you said that you didn't, talking to Chad, you didn't get to see the last episode. It's up, and I think it went up on the 6th, right? But it's up, you know what I mean? And you should go back into the dates and check that out. You'll get to see what we were talking about if you haven't already. But I received your letter the other day, somewhere around, I think it was the 12th or the 13th that I got it. And the question that you put in here, it says, what do incarcerated people look for when observing and working with officers or any staff, right? And when I talked that over with Michael, I looked at it from two different angles, two different viewpoints, right? And one of them is that if I'm looking at that from an honest person's point of view, which is how I live my life now, when I deal with people that work in the prison, whether it be an officer or a staff person, I'm looking for somebody that is honest, that is respectful, that treats me like I'm an equal, even though I understand the situation. I'm in prison and they are in a position of authority over me. But as far as from a human standpoint, we're equals. You feel what I mean?
Yeah.
So I look for somebody like that. What do you look for, Michael?
A person to just be treat a person humanely. Treat a person like human. We're humans. We just happen to just do something what we did to get to prison. I mean,
right.
There's no difference in us.
Right.
Like you said, respectful.
Yeah.
Because I understand that they have a job to do. Especially speaking for the correctional officers.
Yeah,
they have a job to do.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with them doing their job. It's just the overdoing, little things like that.
Give me an example. When you say the overdoing, give me an example of what you mean by that.
Nitpicking on little things. Like at this facility, you nitpick on small little things. Say like, we'll give you this. Is like if you're at home and you're driving 2-3 miles over the speed limit.
Right.
Most officers aren't going to mess with you about that. 2 or 3 miles, but in this facility, them 2-3 miles over the speed limit, they're going to nitpick it with you because there's nothing else going on.
Yeah.
So they're going to throw those things at you.
I think that, playing devil's advocate real quick here, I think that they use the, what do they call it? The broken window approach. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is that it's an ideology that some people in law enforcement have where they believe that when a child does something minor, like break a window, that if that child is not held accountable for that act, that will cause that individual to graduate into other things, right? So I think that's probably why, particularly at this facility, that they take that approach. If we don't stop them when they do the small things, then they're going to think that they can get away with stuff. You know what I mean? I think that's how they think. What do you think about that?
I don't think they're looking that far. I don't know. I think they're just looking at...
No, I'm giving them too much credit.
Giving them too much credit.
Yeah, but that's how I've always been able to rationalize and explain to myself why they do the things that they do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that has helped me to navigate, this particular environment at this facility where it doesn't bother me as much because I'm looking down the road and I'm saying to myself, okay, they're doing that because of this. And they want to keep a handle on things. Now, don't get it twisted. I don't agree with how they do things because a lot of the things that people in my opinion, in corrections, a lot of the things that they do don't lead to us becoming better human beings. You feel me?
Yeah.
And let me add one more thing to that list of what I look for from the positive side of things, from that viewpoint. I look for somebody that I can look up to, almost like a mentor. Yeah. Somebody that's going to be setting the example for me. And the reason that's important to me is because for the last 35 years, I've been around people that work in TDOC more than I've been around my family and the people that I grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And in that journey that I've been on, I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, make sure that I'm changing the way that I think and the way that I see the world. And they're the best example that I have. And I'm just keep it real. I've been disappointed in that. Yeah. You know, I've been disappointed in that because the majority of people that I've run into in that regard, they haven't been the type of person that I would want to look up to as a mentor. You know what I mean?
Most definitely.
There have been a few, and I could name them all right now. You know what I'm saying?
You can.
Some good people. You know what I mean? That work in the system. I got to keep it real. And they were honest people. They were firm. If I got out of line, they didn't hesitate. But that rapport that we had allowed them to believe that if they came hard at me, that I would receive that, and then we'd be able to keep it moving. I'm still respect them in the position. But you know what I mean? But you don't get that most of the time. Now the other
excuse me.
The other way I would look at it, let's get to the, you know, when I was doing my criminal activities, right? When I was involved in that, you know, you all right? You need some water?
Man, I got choked up.
No, okay then.
You got me choked up.
All right now. But when I was involved in the criminal activities, the things that I would look for in, you know, people that work in the prison, officer or staff, is vulnerabilities, right? I would look for people that were not honest. I could tell that they were not honest. I would ask them something, and they would feed me some line of crap. And I was cool with it, but I was fishing the whole time anyway to see, because if you show me that you're dishonest, then back in the day, in my mind, you're open to doing something for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I see you mistreating somebody, then I know that you're not a person of scruples.
Yeah.
The right situation presents itself, you open to it. You just don't want to get caught. You know what I mean? So I would look for people that were dishonest. I would look for people that are vulnerable in their way, as far as like the way they might dress. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to use this because a lot of other people use it, but it's true to some extent. I would look for people that I would look for little different things like, you know, what type of grooming process do they go through? Do they come in shaved? Do they come in looking all rough? Do they come in still sleepy because they've been out partying all night? All of those different types of things says something about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would look for those types of things because I'm looking for some angle to be able to manipulate them.
And you can sit back and watch people now and see that the wheels are turning in their head.
Yeah.
They're seeing these things, vulnerabilities in the officers and things, because their wheels are turning.
They're trying to figure a way in.
Yeah,
they're trying to figure a way in, right? As far as anything else that I would be looking for in an officer, like I say, back to the positive side, I want to surround myself with people that are honest. I'm not gonna say that everybody thinks like I do, but I'm a believer, so I'm looking for people that are believers. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that I would not associate myself with someone that didn't believe. You feel what I mean? But that means something to me as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious about, you know, what guides that person's moral compass. You know, that's what I would be looking for too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I said, the only thing that us is humanity, man. Just treat people with humanity, man. Because it's not that serious. You have a job to do, I understand, but
what do you think about when they're in these environments that are way more violent than the environment that we're in?
I still think that if they treat them fairly, then they're still not. For one, they'll be safer because they'll be like, oh, he's cool, or she's all right. but you still have a job to do. You still, at the end of the day, you still respect an officer because they have a job to do. But you just go around and do what you do.
So what you're saying is that an officer or staff person doesn't have to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, recognizing our humanity to do their job.
Not at all. No, I don't think you have
I wonder where that comes from, though. I wonder where that comes from. I wonder why they think that. Or do they actually think that they are recognizing our humanity and this is just how it has to be?
No, it's the degradation. They're still going through that. They're still doing that. And it's not about that they see our humanity or want to, or treat us humanely. They see us as lower. You know, you committed a crime. I told you before, when I first come to prison, I got to arguing with an officer about that, and it's like, so you think you're more of a man than me because I'm locked up? And he said yes. So from that point on, I was, that was at classification. I was 30 days in.
So what you just said to me made me understand a little bit. They treat us how they see us.
Yeah.
They treat us how they see us. They see us as less than, so they treat us as less than.
Yes. Yes.
So asking them to recognize our humanity, they don't.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
They just don't.
When I was talking to the officer about, my charger was messed up. Can you call and see if it's things? No, I can't do that. All you have to do is call and see what the number is so I can find out what's going on. No, I feel you, but I can't do that. Evidently you can't. Evidently you don't feel me because you're not trying to help me.
Right.
You're not trying to help me at all. The other day, my clothes come back like they were just straight out of the washer. They weren't even. I had to hang everything up. It was to dry it.
Right.
I go down there and take it to the unit manager. It's like, yeah, I know it. We're working on trying to get your washers and dryers. No, rectify this situation.
Yeah, now. Yeah, we got a problem right now. We got a problem right now.
Because if your stuff would not come back like that, if you go to dry cleaners and your stuff's not clean, right, you're gonna have something to say.
Right.
So why can't we have the same?
I just don't see it. I don't think they see us. I agree with you. I don't think they see us in that way to say that we deserve those types of things. You know what I'm saying? To be right when it comes to us. Mm-hmm. We can deal with it. It's almost like, but I'm gonna say this. It's almost like, man, from what I see on TV, that's the only thing that I've been able to pull from the last 35 years. They treat animals better than they treat us in a lot of situations.
Yes. Think about the commissary. You complain about the commissary. Oh, just be glad you're getting it. Really?
Yeah.
Commissary is a privilege, not a right. Okay, it's a privilege that I haven't lost. So why in the world are you not?
Right.
Why are you not doing something?
However you mistreat me, I need to accept that because it's always you're gonna always hold it over my head that you might take it.
Yeah.
So accept whatever I give you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be happy to get what we give you.
Regardless. Because you're less than.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that helps you out some, Chad, and everybody else that's listening. And for all of y'all out there that listen to the channel and whatnot and all this, and if you got any questions, you know what I'm saying, that you would like me to answer and Michael answer, just hit me up in the comment section and let me know, right? And then my people there let me know, and then I'll make a show about that. You know what I'm saying? We'll talk about those types of things. If you have any questions about what it is to do time and what it means to be in prison for as long as we have, we'll be glad to answer them for y'all, right? You got anything else you want to say, Mike?
That's good.
Yeah, dig that. Well, that's it, Chad. We're out. This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.
I've been trying to breathe underwater.